Hello again. Thank you for joining me on my channel. My name is David Charles, International Psychic White Witch. Today we've got some special things for you. First of all, I want to apologise for not loading up videos like I used to. We've had a serious illness in the family and it's put things on hold rather. Plus this coronavirus hasn't helped, hence my long lock-in locks at the moment. Today we're going to do a 4-stack pick a card reading. It's called a timeless reading. That means it doesn't matter when you find this. It means you were meant to find it. You could find it today. You could find it in 2 or 3 years from now. But it will apply to you because you will be the one choosing one of these stacks of cards. Before that, I have to tell you something else. Today marks the beginning of a new course that I'm running for you free of charge to learn the tarot cards inside out, backwards, inside out, always. Today we're going to start with the wands after your reading, and we'll start at the beginning with the Ace of Wands. And all you have to do is watch these videos. I'll take you through the whole of the tarot deck. You'll hear things that you've never heard and you can't read in books when you do this course. And some time ago, my partner and I, behind me, Leslie, founded the Old England Tarot School, which we sold as correspondence courses all over the world. Of course, then the internet came along, so we stopped that. So today I'm starting it on the internet with these readings. After your reading, stick around and we'll start with the Ace of Wands, and for the moment we'll get on with the reading for you. These are numbered 1, 2, 3 and 4. This will apply for 2 weeks, okay? For the next 14 days, what's coming up for you. All you have to do is pick one of these, 1, 2, 3 or 4. Go by what you feel. You may like the crystals on there. You may just have your own lucky number. But I'll pause for a moment while you make your choice. Hello again. We're going to start your reading now for the next 14 nights. As I said, it is timeless, so it doesn't matter when you find this, but if you find it today, good. And first of all, we're going to look at number 1. These have been shuffled. I don't know what they are. They're from this deck here. And so let's find out. So we've got some pentacles, we've got some troubles, we've got some beginnings, some interesting things here already. And I can't wait to tell you about these because you've got some exciting stuff here. First of all, let's tell you the negatives. There may be somebody around you who's a bit, during the next 14 days, who heads your way. Possibly someone who travels extensively, who can be a bit irritating, a bit naughty. I don't think he or she means this, but they can be a bit irritating. And although they're trying to help you and go rushing in where they haven't been invited possibly. So watch out for that. You can put up with them. Don't say anything you'll regret, because they will go away eventually when they realise that their dominance isn't working. So look out for that. That's one of the people heading your way. Someone who travels a lot. I think it's almost certainly a chap, a man, and it's someone you could do without really. It's a bit irritating. You may have noticed the Tower card here. This card can bring turbulence, well, it often does. So you may go through a turbulent period during the next 14 days, number 1. This turbulent period is not something you should fear, because although you won't like it, normally it will mean that it's clearing out some rubbish for you, getting rid of something you don't need. You may be having to clear out at home, you may be clearing out the attic. Just be careful what you're doing. If you get some turbulence, put up with it, because it will soon go, and you'll look at it and think, in a month or two, well, I didn't like that, but I'm glad it happened. So it's nothing to fear. You may have noticed some of these cards are quite special. You've got a man, a second man, it is a man, linked to your earthly life. Now the earthly life is pictured in these cards by the wands, which in a normal deck of cards would be the clubs. Here you have the King of Wands. This can signify a man who is a person that somebody would go to for advice, maybe a solicitor, maybe an accountant, or something like that, possibly a estate agent, citizen's advice person. It's a person who's respected, reasonably successful, and you may be going to him for some advice. It may be a woman, depends what sex you are, but I think in most cases it will be a man you're seeking out for advice. Not to be confused with this chap who can be irritating and a bit, sometimes bad-tempered, and sometimes a bit aggressive. So this is the chap you may get advice from, you may be seeking out advice. If he gives you advice, at least listen to it. Don't act upon it immediately, but listen to what he's got to say. Now it appears that some of you, well, quite a lot of you, number one, are quite psychic yourselves. So I'm glad you're here, because I hope you're going to stick around and learn the tarot course with me later on, starting after these readings. So psychic activity is around you for the next 14 days, especially I feel the second week. So about 7 or 8 days from now, you're going to enter a very spiritual psychic period. This means, and it always means this, that if you want to make decisions in the next fortnight, wait till the second week. It always means that wait for the timing. Not always the second week, but it means wait for the timing. And I think you can't do better than make your judgments about a week away from now. So this means things like weddings or house moves, career changes, big things like that. If you're going to make decisions, wait till about 7 or 8 days from now, because you'll be inspired by the stars, the moon, all of the planets, and your spirit guides will be highly active. They're always with you anyway. But your spirit guides and your main guides, and you'll know who they are possibly, will be very much with you around about a week or so from now. That's the time to make decisions. Doesn't mean you have to do the things then, doesn't mean you've got to move house then, but just make the decisions and make your plans. And it's good things for you. There are also signs that you're going on a journey, number one. Now, this could be a holiday to the seaside, it could be something abroad with this coronavirus, I'm not sure about that. But by the time you watch this video, that may be hopefully all over. But a journey, in this case, is almost certainly a journey of discovery. This means you're learning about you, about yourself. You're learning things about yourself that you didn't realize before. Things seem to be falling into place for you, and that means that it's time for you to take a bit of a chance to try new things. If you're opening up a new business, I'm sure some of you will be, entering a new job, or even if you're entering a new romance, it's a great time for being, what's the word, ambitious. Take a chance, take a leap of faith, as you can see this chap here is about to do. This chap is a bit all over the place. He doesn't think things through. I want you to think things through. Take a chance on new things, take a chance with a new lover if you're free, if you're single. This is not a lovey-dovey reading, it's not filled with romantic stuff, but I think it's steady, and the outcome of this reading for you, number one, is that you're going to be rich. Now, richness, of course, can mean money, you could win the lottery, but it doesn't normally mean that. Richness in a spiritual reading means richness in here, in your heart. So think to yourself and ask yourself, what would make me feel rich? And that's what this reading is bringing for you. It means your spirit guides, as I said, are highly active in around a week from now. They're bringing fulfillment, they're bringing you peace and harmony. They may bring you money. If you're going to have a little flutter on the lottery, do it next week, about a week from now. But don't go mad on it, don't do things you wouldn't normally do, of course, be sensible. But looking at this reading, summing up, there is an upset predicted, but it's an upset that you need to get rid of all the rubbish, to get rid of stuff you don't want around you anymore. It's time for a leap of faith, to try things, to boldly go where you haven't been before, as they said in Star Trek. Watch out for a man who gives advice, is a personal advisor for people like an accountant or something similar to that. It could be your lawyer. It could be someone who knocks the door, but it's unlikely. But it's someone who knows what they're talking about, who may give you some advice. Tall person, I think a down-to-earth person, I don't think he would be interested in this kind of thing. He's more like lives on the earth and the earth plane. But if he gives you advice, listen to it. Watch out for an irritating person, man or woman, possibly a man, travels a lot, a bit like a bull in the china shop. You don't need that. Your star signs, your stars, I beg your pardon, are highly active in a week. All of the planets will come together for you. Your spirit guides will be around you around about 6, 7 or 8 days from now. That's the time for you to make big decisions. And this reading for you, number one, indicates that you're going to be rich. So stick around if you want to learn the tarot. And when I say learn the tarot, I mean learn it properly. There'll be no flim-flam, no rubbish, no daft music. We're going to learn the tarot inside out. It'll take a while, but you'll hear things today about the tarot and during this course, the Old England Tarot School course, that you won't get in any books. Things that you can't get off other courses either. It's a time-consuming thing, but I think you'll love it. I really believe the tarot learning the tarot will change your life, as I say in the talent shows. It will change your life forever, because the tarot will bring you joy. It will bring you guidance. In the mornings when you get up, you can turn over a card, get some inspiration perhaps. It will bring you things you've never had before. It will bring love to you. You will love the tarot, and I mean love it like you would love a person. You will love the tarot. You'll probably want to carry it with you everywhere. If you don't fall in love with the tarot, then you possibly won't learn the course. You probably won't stick with it. But most people will, and I hope you will, because you can help your friends, you can help strangers with tarot, you can use it for healing, and you can make a living, a good living, doing tarot readings for possibly these companies and things like that. But the main thing is not about money, it's about enjoying, helping people, giving them guidance, but not pushing them around. They have to choose themselves, as you do, following that short reading number 1. So now, we're going to go on to number 2. This is number 2. And as I always say, if you chose number 2, this one's for you. And I'd like to say a special welcome to anyone out there who's alone today, living alone or lonely. It's very awful, and a special hello to you if you're lonely or alone. So let's have a look at this one, number 2. If you chose number 2, there are a few, another exciting prospect here. Stress. People ring me from all over the world for tarot readings, for psychic readings, for mediumship. And one of the main things they talk about, or that I pick up from them, is stress. It's probably this day and age we live in. Stress. We've all got it, but this reading indicates that you've got it, number 2. Possibly a bit too much, and it's affecting your sleeping habit. So you're probably not sleeping too well, or you're going to bed and waking up in the middle of the night and you can't get back to sleep. Now, this reading, I've got to tell you all that's here, as well as no point in doing it, does indicate some tears. You may have been crying recently. Some of you, of course, it won't resonate with all of you, but sometimes these tears are symbolic. They're tears of regret. It means often that you wish you could go back and change something that you did or do it differently. Of course, that's not always possible. So, don't have tears of regret. Don't get down in the dumps for the next 2 weeks. This is a 2-week reading. As I said earlier, it doesn't matter when you find this. It will apply then, if it's now or 2 years from now, because you have chosen these cards. I didn't see them before we started. Now, some of you may be down in the dumps. You may be crying over spilt milk. There could be some real tears for some of you, so be aware of that. And if you think of Freudian psychology, Freud always said that it's better to let tears out than keep them in. They're better out than in. Just don't go too much. Get someone to look after you if you feel really down. But that'll only apply to 1 or 2 of you, not many of you. Now then, some of you have got children around, and if they're not yours, they may be visiting. So that's probably because the lockdown's easing at the moment. There may be visit some children. I think there'll be at least 2 children around you. I think there'll be happiness, excuse me, and you'll be pleased to see them and you'll get on well. There's family gatherings predicted in this reading today, number 2. Family gatherings that will bring happiness and they will bring joy. This is not a dull reading. Keep the stress levels down. Maybe learn the tarot, that will help you lower your stress levels, and I really mean that. Now, there is an older man in this reading, a bit like a granddad. Doesn't mean it's your granddad, but it's a type of granddad figure, or an older father figure, or an old uncle. He's another person, similar to number 1's reading, that gives people advice, and he's really good, he's sound, he's been around a long time. He knows what he's talking about, and you just don't think, oh, it's only granddad, take no notice. Listen to this person, whoever he may be. It could be an old uncle, it could be a dad. If this person gives you advice, listen to it, act upon it. Although it may seem silly, but he knows what's going on, he knows the truth, and he knows how to deal with things. It's someone if ever you lose this person, you'll wish you were around still. Now, some of you are looking for work. That's pretty obvious at the moment, isn't it? But some of you are going to get some work. In fact, 1 or 2 of you are going to be sought after. So that tells me that a lot of you, number 2, are highly skilled. You'll be sought after for these skills, but I'm afraid it may involve further travelling, so you may have to go to work further away. I know a lot of people are working at home at the moment, But there is movement in the reading. You may be moving house, or you may have to live away during the week for your work. I think you'll know what I mean. It won't be the same for all of you, of course. But number 2, you've got some good stuff. Another reading that's not filled with love and passion, but I can tell you that you're going to be contacting, or you will be contacted by an ex. Okay, this could be the ex-wife, the ex-boyfriend, someone from the past. Now, if this turns out to be an old lover, because it could be just an old friend, if this person from the past turns out to be an old lover, that's great. You can give her a bunch of flowers, or they may give you something. I do think something will change hands between you. But the point is, I'm getting to, you cannot go backwards in a love thing, which happens in 9 out of 10 readings. The spirits will say, do not go backwards romantically. It's not good for you, and it won't do you any good. You can be friends with this person, stay in contact. A lot of that's going on these days with the social media stuff. People are meeting ex-lovers on there, and it's causing troubles. So if you meet someone from the past, be friendly, keep in touch, but don't go backwards. And there you have it. I think there's movement in this reading. You may be moving house, you may be moving your job. There's happiness. You're being sought after for your skills. You may be already employed and not want to know, but it's nice, it's good for your confidence and for your ego to be sought after. Listen to advice from a really older chap, and it could be a woman, but I think it's a man. Watch out for an ex-lover and keep your stress levels down, number 2, and stick around for the tarot course at the end of this video. Right, now we'll take a look at number 3. If you chose number 3, this deck here, this is for you. This lovely wand on there. Look at that, it's beautiful. Always give them a kiss for luck. And they are very special. They're healing. All of these kind of crystals are. This is for you, number 3. Let's put these out for you. See how they look. Well, there's not a lot of passion in these readings today. I should possibly tell you that passion cards are the cups. In an ordinary deck of cards, they would be the hearts. But in this kind of tarot reading, we're short on love today on these readings, but that doesn't mean you haven't got it. You may not need to know about it because you've already got it. You're already in love. However, let me tell you, number 3, the negatives. The first one is you may be involved during the next 2 weeks in a triangle. You may not know about it yet. This can mean you're being deceived by somebody and they're seeing someone else. It can also mean that you are being naughty and you're seeing 2 people at once. But usually, a triangle in these readings means that there's interference from family or friends. It's not always a deceit or betrayal by your partner. It could be that somebody is causing trouble in the background. There could be a bit of jealousy around. So watch out for that. If there's a third party around, try and be aware of it, because I've warned you about it now. It won't apply to everyone. But this reading, number 3, also indicates backstabbing and jealousy. Somebody is jealous of you. They're probably jealous of your charisma, of your looks, of your beauty. If you're a lady, if you're handsome, it's probably because you're a good-looking chap. But there is backstabbing around, trust me, in the next 2 weeks. And you've had this before in the past. So you're a subject of jealousy sometimes. Obviously, that means that you're quite special. So don't let it offend you. It means that they are a bit jealous of you. But they may be talking about you behind your back. And please don't be paranoid. As I said, these don't apply to everyone. These are general readings, timeless readings. Watch out you're not in a triangle. And there's a person that's worried about you. And I think it's a woman. Now, somebody's worried about you, and I don't see any reason why there should be. There's no particular reason for anything to worry about in this reading. But if it's your mum or your sister, somebody's worried about you. I think it's a lady. And that may not happen yet, but it's coming, it's predicted for the next 2 weeks. So if someone's worried about you, and they tell you they are, then reassure them there's nothing to worry about. You're okay. This is not a bad reading. There's a lady in the reading who's quite successful, lives, well, doesn't live on her own necessarily, but she's self-sufficient. That means that if she's on her own, she's quite good at dealing with that. She doesn't need anyone else. She may have someone, but she doesn't need anyone. So if she was left on her own, she'd be okay. A little bit materialistic in a nice way. She has a feminine side to her, though she wears female clothing. She doesn't wear trousers and jeans all the time. She dresses like the old-fashioned ladies in the old days, which is nice to see. Successful, good person. If you meet this lady, well, I think you may already know. If you know this lady, you're okay. She's a good person. She's charismatic, successful, and if she stopped work tomorrow and started something new, she'd be good at that as well. She's that type, and she's in your reading. Now you've got some money coming. Number 3, financial improvement. First of all, that means general financial improvement. You may get a pay rise, or you may put your fees up if you work alone, but your finances, are generally speaking, will improve, and it starts within the next 2 weeks. That's good. But there's also a lump sum of money predicted, number 3, for you. This is a lump sum of money that's unexpected, so it could be a little bit of a win. I'm not sure where it's coming from, but it's a sum of money you need to keep. Pick up this in lots of readings, that you can be over generous and give things away too easily. You'll never change that. It's part of your makeup. I wouldn't want you to change that. But if a sum of money heads your way, keep it, because you may need to sit on it. And general financial improvement is yours. So looking at this reading, number 3, watch out for a triangle. Watch out who you trust. Don't be paranoid, as I said, but don't tell secrets to people you're not sure about. Keep yourself private. If in doubt, say nout, as they would say up north. Watch out for a lady. It could be a man, but somebody's worried about you, and if it's your mum or something, if you're a teenager or something, don't give people reason to be worried about you, because it means they're genuine. It means they care about you as well. So number 3, not a bad reading. Stick around if you want to learn the tarot. We're starting that course today after these readings, and there's one left to do. As you can see, it's number 4. So if you chose number 4, this is for you, and I'm going to put these out now. Let's have a look. A lot of these readings indicate work stuff. And here we have got too many cards. I miscounted there. So I'll put that one there. And we'll look at that one in a minute, because I was obviously meant to do that. First of all, this is a spiritual time for you, but number 4, but one of your main spirit guides, in a lot of your cases, is a lady. And it's a young lady. So someone you've lost, someone passed away that was far too young to go. It may have been before you were born. You may have had an older sister that you're not aware of, or something like that. But somebody in spirit is with you now as we speak, and I think they've got you to watch this video today. I really do. Whenever you see this, could be in 10 years from now, but there's a lady in spirit around you, and she guides you, she loves you, she's taking care of you. Speak to her, she can hear you. It's so annoying for spirits when you don't talk to them. Just because they can't reply doesn't mean they're not there and they're not listening. They're with you. Please take comfort in that. And in your case, number 4, it could be a man. I think it's a lady in most of your cases, but there's a spirit guide with you now as we speak. And she's coming through to me as well. So the one I've got here is a female. She cares about you, she loves you, and if she's coming through like this, there may be a reason for that. She may be concerned about what you're doing, so take care. If you talk to her, she may guide you, and she may come to you when you're sleeping in your dreams. Very spiritual reading, number 4, this one. Let's tell you some of the other things. Things are speeding up for you. You're entering the fast lane, as they say. During the next fortnight, 2 weeks, things are speeding up. You've got lots of communication coming, emails, text messages, letters, phone calls, and your earthly life is speeding up. The earthly life is the stuff like where you work and how you make your living, that sort of thing, the down-to-earth sort of stuff. But expect things to speed up, and expect travel for a lot of you. If you're not travelling during the next fortnight, you'll almost certainly be planning it for later. So be ready, because you're entering a faster pace, number 4. Some of you will be seeing a doctor. Okay, that doesn't mean you're ill or anything like that. It may be a checkup, it could be a medical. It's a person in a caring profession. It could be the dentist, it could be an osteopath, but you're seeing somebody in a caring profession. Somebody that's not young, probably close to retirement. Once again, as I said in all of these readings, if you get advice from this person, listen to it. If he tells you to stop smoking, then do so. I don't think many people smoke anymore, do they? But if if this person gives you advice, it will be important. Listen, take notice. You're dealing with a man who is linked to money, finance. Could be the bank manager. Again, it could be an accountant, but I think this is a wealthy businessman, and I could be picking up you. So if it's you, it's good. If it's not you, it's someone you'll be contacting or mixing with during the next 2 weeks. As I said before, this is a timeless reading, so it doesn't matter when you find this. You chose these cards. This will apply to you whenever it happens. For the next 2 weeks, you've got some good stuff. A lady in spirit looking after you. There's a job offer on this reading. Once again, you may not be looking for it, but they're coming after you. Good for your ego. It happened, I think, in number 3's reading as well. Your skills are being sought after. Your life is speeding up, number 4. You may have to take advice from a man in a caring profession. Could be the local vicar. It's someone who cares. Is a caring person. There's no disasters in any of these 4 readings. There's not a lot of love in them. I think that means you've already got love, because most people ring psychics about one thing, and it's love usually. However, number 4, there's a slight exception to that, because it does appear, number 4, that you're heading for a lover's crossroads. It means like when you're in the car in your love life, you're going to reach a crossroads where you can go left, right, or straight ahead, but you cannot, and you must not go backwards. Now that can imply that someone from the past, once again, is popping up, maybe on Facebook or somewhere, or maybe in touch. Facebook's lovely, but it can cause troubles in relationships, and it has done in thousands, and I hear it every day of the week. So if you're contacted by an ex-lover, once again, don't go backwards. Don't even think about it. But a lover's crossroads has a few meanings. First of all, it can mean a brand new lover for you. A lover's crossroads can mean you've got 2 lovers and you've got to choose one of them. You can't have both. And it can also mean that you think you're in love when you're not. It's just lust or sex, or you're mixed up. But you will reach a lover's crossroads, number 4, within the next 2 weeks, in most of your cases. So these readings, I think, they've not been filled with passion and love, but all 4 of these readings are okay. There's nothing scary. Some readings I do will frighten the life out of you, but these are okay. So stick around now, and in a few moments we're going to start the tarot course, the Old England Tarot School course, and we're starting with the Ace of Spades, and I'll be back after this short 8-second break. Bye-bye. Hello again, thank you for staying with me, and welcome to the Old England Tarot School. This is a course for learning tarot to diploma standard originally, that was designed and put forward by myself and the lady behind me, my partner Leslie, about 25 years ago. These were correspondence courses sent out, and exams sent out to diploma standard. Of course, with the popularity of the internet becoming growing at that time, correspondence courses became obsolete, so we stopped it for the moment. And now I'm going to start this course again with you today, and starting with the minor arcana and progressing through every single card. Today we start with the Ace of Wands. I hope it's in focus just there in front of you, but I'm sure you know what it looks like. Tarot cards come in 2 sections. There's the minor arcana, which means minor secrets. There's the major arcana, which means major secrets. And all of these cards have different meanings, but I must stress that one card all on its own means very little, really. It depends on what's surrounding it when you do these different spreads, and I'll show you some spreads later on in the course. But today we're going to start off with the minor arcana, with the Ace of Wands. Start at the very beginning, and if you want to take some notes, please do so, but you can always watch the video over and over again until you get it in. What I want you to do is learn the course, no flim-flam, no silly music or daft talk about rubbish. We just want to get straight to the point and learn these cards, because you can really improve your life with the tarot. It's a beautiful thing to learn. You can help your friends, you can help strangers, you can even do healing and witchcraft with tarot cards. I will use notes occasionally, because even the President and the Prime Minister use notes, otherwise I'll forget things, and when I watch the video back I wish I'd included it. But first, let's start with the Ace of Wands. The aces, nearly all the aces, well, all the aces mean new beginnings. The Ace of Wands is around your earthly life. That's the way the down-to-earth stuff, where you earn your living, that kind of thing. And if you see the Ace of Wands, it can mean quite a few things. Fertility is one. So if you're trying for a baby, you should be highly fertile if you pick up this card in your reading, or the person you're reading for would feel it. Fertility doesn't just mean babies. Fertility means, as I mentioned in some of the readings, it means growth, it means expansion, it can mean new careers, it can mean new inventions, you're being inventive with yourself. It can mean excitement because you're changing things and you're going for your dreams, really. It may be something you've dreamt about for years and suddenly it's time. If you see this card, it's time to show what you can do to shine. And don't let people put you off, because they may try and put you off going with your ambitions. So if you've had a dream for a long time and you're having a reading with somebody and the Ace of Wands comes out, or the Ace of Clubs in an ordinary deck of cards, then it's time for inventiveness, creation, to go with things. If you're trying for a baby, do so. If it's a new romance, fantastic, because it will grow. Follow your ambitions, follow your dreams when you get the Ace. It means you're highly potent, you're inventive. It can mean financial problems easing a little bit, not necessarily completely, but financial problems may be solved. If you're thinking of a new business, strong indications and forces surround this card from higher beings than we are. The spirit world are giving you this card for a reason. Good for anyone embarking on a new business, of course, as I said. Anything to do with that. And there should be an air of excitement. You should feel energy coming into you during the weeks following the reading with this card. And it's time to go ahead with things. If the card is reversed, and some people reverse cards, some people tend not to do that. But the card reverse can mean the opposite. It can mean obstructions. It can mean your confidence is, well, you're overconfident and you've got to rein it back a little bit. It can mean that you're having problems with relationships as well. And if the card is reversed or upside down, it means that you have to be realistic. I don't want to disappoint you, but that's what it means. There's some key words with the Ace of Wands. The key words are really creative force. That's what it's all about. A creative force for energy, for the down-to-earth stuff in your life. But it can involve new romances as well. It can mean changing your workplace. It can mean changing the way you feel about things. It means it's time to have a go, career-wise especially. You've got to show enthusiasm. Don't let it wane. If you do, then you may have wasted the message of the card. Keep your enthusiasm going. Don't let anyone put you down or stop it. What else have we got? It means confidence in yourself and confidence in your ability to follow your dreams. If you've dreamt of moving by the sea, which I once did and did so, then do it. Don't just say it. You may have to make it happen. It's not magic in that way, but if the Ace of Wands comes out, do the things you wanted to do all the time. And you need to have courage as well. The Ace of Wands will indicate courage. If you're fighting something or losing battle, or it feels like, then have the courage and you'll fight until you win. That really sums up one card on its own, as I said, doesn't mean very much. It will depend on the things surrounding it when you do a proper full spread reading. But I often use cards as monthly signs. I would do a clock with 12 cards, one for each month. So they can have meanings in that sense. But they're still governed by what surrounds it and what the spirit world tell you. It comes into here. You won't just learn tarot on its own and succeed. You need to develop your spiritual side, and this course will help you do that, believe me. Stick with the course, stay with me, and we'll go on to the Two of Wands after the next reading we do. For the moment though, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and then you won't miss any videos. If you click the bell icon, whatever that is, that means you'll get notified when I bring out new videos. We're doing the Two of Wands next. We'll go right through this course. No messing about. I want you to learn it backwards, inside out and sideways. Now, if you can see the Ace of Wands here, some of you know that's a Rider-Waite version. Rider-Waite, if you remember. That's the one to pick if you're learning, because the pictures tend to give things away. That's the Magician. Okay, so it does make them easier to learn. Some of the cards that have been invented recently are a bit commercialized, really. So go for the Rider-Waite if you're buying some tarot cards. Look after them, wrap them in a cloth if you want. Some people like to wrap them in a purple cloth, put them in a little wooden box. Some people like to keep them with them everywhere. Now, tonight, if you have some cards, when you go to bed, take the Ace of Spades, Ace of Wands, take the Ace of Wands to bed with you and put it on your bedside table. Prop it up if you like that. And look at it before you go to sleep and think about it. Keep it there overnight, and you may find that your learning of it becomes easier and it will go in. And I'm going to ask you to do that with every card once you get some cards, if you haven't already got them. So that's the Ace of Wands for now, the minor arcana. The course has begun. We're going to go right through this. There are 78 of these cards, but I'll try and do more than one at a time in the future readings. So click the bell icon, subscribe, and please click like below. And if you have any comments, write them to me and I'll answer every single one. And please tell your friends. So thanks for sticking with me, and I'll see you next time when we do the Two of Wands, and it's bye for now. Goodbye.